Hello, users, and welcome to the inaugural episode of the new hit, hot, and hat series called the Grab Bag. So what I did here is I didn't want to make a new layout from above it all. I felt like that was too much work. So I just Googled grab bag and then copied and pasted an image, and that's why the image over here looks like that. Maybe I'll come up with something better. I also, I don't feel like doing the full screen webcam just because that's not what I like doing. But maybe I will in the future. It's possible. Let me know your recommendations. So the reason I started this series is because I've been getting an influx of new subscribers and viewers that have been watching a lot of political videos, and they don't know that much about me. So I figured I'd open a Q&A. So this is going to be a very informal Q&A. If you have any questions that aren't covered here, I will accept maximum of 38 questions per video from one user, so feel free to leave something in the comment section down below and I will get to you momentarily. I screenshot, if you just say, oh, I have a question for the grab bag, I will screenshot that and put that into a folder, and then whenever I make the video, I will respond to that question. So I have a question from Theoretically Dan, and this is an order of me seeing them, so there's no specific order. What is your opinion on this idea of running a country? A public website with all gov department issues where any person can add a solution, kind of like a forum, I imagine, or add arguments in favor or against the solution, if not, so like a forum, essentially. That's good. I think that's good. I don't necessarily think that like you should like use like a blockchain kind of technology to dictate public policy. But I mean, I think that's good. I think anything that the government can put together that makes discussing issues more open and transparent is probably a good thing. People can vote so we can see where the popular vote is. Yeah, I'm not trying to be rude here, but I think it's a good idea. But I don't think it should be an end all be all. I'd have to really ponder whether or not if I could. I don't know if technological solutions are a great idea if you want to build infrastructure that puts into place public policy. I do think there should be more there, but I'm not entirely sure if that's exactly what you were asking. I was watching some parents, I guess, Marxist, like Slavoj Žižek, I think that's how you pronounce their name, criticized the right wing, but then asked for the left wing solution. They admit that they don't have solutions. By the way, I don't mind if you say this is stupid or any other label. Oh, well, yeah, I don't think that's stupid. I also don't think that's a question, but I'm guessing that was just a little follow-up. You need to present to me what specific right-wing plan you want the antithesis of for that one. I think this is from Jillian Morrison. I think you are very funny. I am going to call you the Queen of Pith, ... as in pithy, ... not as in a urinary infection with a lisp side effect, period. Thank you. But what makes you laugh? Question mark. Do you have a favorite comedian, comma, and what TV show makes you like really belly laugh? Parents. And you can't say Tom Perez or CNN? I like Seinfeld. That is probably my favorite sitcom. Curb Your Enthusiasm being a close runner-up, if not superior. That's my favorite kind of comedy. You can extrapolate onto that what you wish. I'm not gonna give you like a list of funny movies because I haven't seen a funny movie that I enjoy a lot. Like I usually watch movies or something and then forget them immediately. But yes, that would be my answer. I like sarcastic, dry humor, and I try to give off that kind of vibe just because I love sarcasm. So we have a question from Linux Welt, who I'm pretty sure cannot speak English. I'm 97% sure that they cannot speak English. So I'm going to try. You laughed at yourself after dropping an F-bomb? Joy emoji. I began following. I guess this is a novel, like a self-introductory novel. Okay. I began following Bernard since 2001-5. He can't win all. No one can do it. The donkey establishment is behind Biden, but sorry to say that they won't support Bernard. It's almost impossible. I don't really know what that means. And then, new line. Wait, what? Question mark. Surprised face. Are charts for effing losers? Yes. There you go. I'm disappointed to hear that. Jesus Christ. I'm not going to read this. I'm sorry. Now I'm a little confused. Whom are you supporting? I thought you were for Trump. What is it that you were gulping? I don't know what you're referring to, but no, I do not support Donald Trump. Why not define your essay length in the comment section? Duh. You did swear at us in the end. Thinking emoji. I don't know what that is, but thank you for asking. I'd like to double. This is from Mr. Cool Ice, long-time viewer, Mr. Cool Ice. I'd like to double dip with the grab bag questions. 1. What is it about communism that makes you prefer it over socialism? In my opinion, I believe both of those words are basically the same. I prefer saying communism over socialism because I think socialism is more normalized in society, and saying communism, which is essentially the same thing, but just, the end, the end goal of socialism is communism. Communism is like a state of being, in a sense, So I prefer just calling myself a communist just because I like switching the sweeping, whatever word you want to use here, the Overton window as far left as I can. And if I openly identify as a communist, that makes that more easy. So that's basically it. 2. What is your overall favorite track from the Ancient Aliens OST? That is actually a difficult question. That's actually pretty tough. Personally, I think Maps 7, 8, 9, and 10 are my favorite songs. I like in a row, that section of the game is probably the best. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, Ancient Aliens is a Doom wad. Very good Doom wad. Highly recommend you watch me play it. 7, 8, 9, and 10 are usually the ones that I find popping on, just whenever. I'm trying to think. What map? It's Blazing Boulevard, I think. The one that has kind of an arcadey sound to it. I think that one is also really good. I'm just going through my head. I mean, they're all really good, of course. But yeah, I think if I had to choose, I might choose 10, I think. I think I would choose 10 if I had to choose a singular song, but the ones that come to mind are 7, 8, 9, 10, and whatever Blazing Boulevard is. I think that's what it's called. Something Boulevard. We have another question from Linux Welt. Do share about your gaming hardware and so on. What is that you like to do, say buy from stores or like to build in order to save some dough? I don't know if you are a student or what, ? I am not a student. I dropped out of high school, and then I got a GED, and then I went to college for a month, and then I dropped out of college. So I asked this because I used to build custom music systems to earn some good pocket money while studying my UG. I don't know what that is. Have you heard of analog and digital words used in electronics domain? I don't know what electronics domain means. If you want to see my computer, mind the garbage. That's my computer. I've got some equipment. I've got a lot of trash on my desk. My apologies. You're not supposed to see that. That's usually not visible, but what are you going to do? I built some of my computer, and I had someone assist me because I get scared sometimes when I'm working with expensive things. I get scared when I'm using an oven. So But yeah, I did not buy the computer pre-built. I did select all the parts individually. Um, just because yes, that is a lot cheaper, and it's fun. It's cool. It's really fun. I've got an SSD. I've got 4 hard drives. I've got I forget what my processor is. I got a 1070 NVIDIA graphics card. I built this in, I believe, May of 2017. So whatever was relatively new at that time. I've also got a capture card for capturing consoles. That's how I do the gaming videos, as I used to be a professional live streamer, which I am not anymore because streaming sucks. And also my internet in North Carolina is too garbage. So here we have a question from Mortimer Sneed, or Sned. I don't know. Thank you! Exclamation point. What do you think about conservative politicians who scapegoat video games to distract from gun control? I think those people are dumb. I don't really have any sort of grandiose answer to that. I just think they're stupid. I think conservative politicians, like, you could have just said, what do you think about conservative politicians? And, erase the latter half of that, and my answer would be the same. They're stupid. They're dumb. Here I have another question from Linux Welt. I asked you some questions on a few videos, yet it seems they haven't appealed to your taste. I try to save all the questions that I get. And the whole point of me doing this series is so that I don't have to reply to all the comments. That's the whole point. So hopefully, I think I actually did reply to that one and specify that. But just in case you did not know, I've already been doing this for 11 minutes. I gotta hurry up. You gotta watch this on 2x speed. Okay, now realistically, what's your take on Bernard securing his nomination from the Donkeys establishment? Thinking emoji. Right now, keep in mind, I'm recording this. It is 7:12 p.m. February 12th, 2020. As of right now, I think it's relatively good. I think he is easily the clear front runner. I think the race is crowded, and thus that is making the centrist lane really hard to coalesce behind a candidate, especially with Mike Bloomberg. It's basically tied between Amy Klobuchar and Pete Buttigieg, and then Mike Bloomberg and Joe Biden. I think Elizabeth Warren is basically, like, she's trash at this point. Joe Biden is basically trash, but it remains to be seen. I would rather wait until after South Carolina before I make any declarative statements. But I think even if Joe Biden is, it looks to be that he's going to go into the flames, that would leave Mike Bloomberg, Amy Klobuchar, and Pete Buttigieg remaining. And Mike Bloomberg is untested on a national scale. He's polling relatively decently in a lot of states, but that's just because of TV ads. So he's kind of untested. At this moment, I think Amy Klobuchar and Pete Buttigieg are basically going to be pretty easy to defeat in a lot of states, if not most states. So I think the pathway to the nomination is actually relatively good. Right now, I'm optimistic. He's underperforming, I think, a little bit in Iowa and New Hampshire, which is a little worrisome. But at the same time, the Pete and Amy are overperforming, and I don't think they're going to have the same kind of overperformance in the upcoming states. So, I also noticed you didn't touch upon the pathetic mistreatment meted out to Tulsi by the donkey establishment. I don't have time for Tulsels. Tulsels are Tulsi Gabbard fans who are clearly incels, and in my opinion, the only value that the Tulsi Gabbard campaign for president has brought about is her yoga pants workout videos. That's it. Anything else? Why is she running? Like, she really has no, like, this whole internet thing where, like, a bunch of horny people are like, oh, Tulsi, she's so hot, like, come on. Like, Bernard has a more progressive, more left foreign policy, and that's the only thing that Tulsi's even known for. So her domestic policy's garbage. When she wavered back on Medicare for all and was like, well, actually, I like a public, like, no, fuck that bitch. I'm sorry. I have no time for that shit. Last but not least, what did you mean by a little high? I meant marijuana. I do drugs. Here we have a question from Cloud. Here's a question for the question department. What do you think of TF2? I heard you didn't like it, but I'm wondering why. I haven't played video games for like 5 years, but the last thing I was really into was TF2. Do you play any multiplayer games? I played TF2 for a while. When I first got a computer for the first time, because I was under the impression that it was really good and that's what all the gamers played. I got really bored with it almost immediately. So that's what I think of TF2. I think there's a lot better games out there, especially now with Halo on PC. Do you play any multiplayer games? I've been playing Halo, the Master Chief Collection. I do videos in the Let Us Play series of me doing multiplayer in that game. So if you want to watch that, if you like multiplayer, then that's that for you. I am a gamer. I like games. But yes, I think I've answered that question. We have another question from Cloud. And again, if I missed anything, it's possible I missed something. It's totally possible. And just want to say, if I did miss something, feel free to re-ask. Like if you're not satisfied with my response, feel free to re-ask. Entry for the question department. Do you play board games at all? If Bernie doesn't win the nomination, will you still be supporting the Dem nominee? I certainly will be. That's them saying that. Do you play board games at all? Yes, I like Monopoly. That's my favorite board game. Every time I play Monopoly with people, I usually win and they get really mad. I've gotten into fights over Monopoly. I've had people throw game boards just because I'm good at that game. I'm really smart when it comes to capitalism. I know how to win. All you gotta do is let me pass go. Like, seriously. Like, and I'm not joking. Like, people have literally thrown the board into the sky and have gotten grumpy for several hours over me beating them in Monopoly, and you know who you are if you're watching this. If Bernie doesn't win the nomination, will you be supporting the Dem nominee? I will not support anybody except for Bernard. Will I vote for them? I live in North Carolina, so I think yes, I will. But I will not support the Dem nominee. If that happens, I would most likely turn most of my political coverage to just being anti-Trump, in that sense. But I do live in a swing state, so is North Carolina? I mean, I guess North Carolina is kind of a swing state. I don't know. I used to live in Maryland, which is a solid blue state. In 2016, I voted for Jill Stein, but I live in North Carolina now, so I would vote for the Dem, no matter who it is. That being said, I will not do anything to go out of my way to assist them, if they're not Bernard. Another entry, this is from Cloud. Another entry for the question department. Do you ever play Path of Exile's multiplayer? No, I do not. I played a little bit, but I didn't get into it, mostly because I have no patience for inventory or have any combined items or understand the whole item business. Do you enjoy that aspect of the game? I only play Path of Exile by myself because I am a loser with no friends. That is your answer. Here we have a question from Gregor Swanson. Question for the grab bag. Do you think Biden will support Bernie and turn up to Bernie events once Bernard wins the nomination? I think Bernie went to support Hillary at 60 events once she won the nomination. Bernie did a lot of campaigning for Hillary. Do I think Biden will campaign for the nominee? Honestly, I don't. It's without being facetious, it's totally possible Biden will be like a puddle of goo by the time that the convention happens. That's totally possible. Biden's deteriorating really fast. But I do think, honestly, I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I don't know. That's one of those things where it really depends on how the actual primary goes. We'll see, though. I really can't answer that question. I'm going to say I don't know. We have another question from Linux Welt. This is for your Q&A. 1. What challenges did you face as a donkey voter? I don't know what that means. 2. Who supports you from your perspective's point of view? I also don't know what that means. 3. What's the influence of your parents on you? I'm not going to answer that question right now, I'll be honest. Feel free to ask me again later on, but I'm gonna pass on that one for now. just because there's a lot of there. I was about to write 3 more questions, but I heard you saying YouTube comments are pointless. Yeah. I already responded to that. Um, Here is another cue for your Q&A. What's your take on the backdoor candidate, aka Bloomy? I think I've already covered that. I think Mike Bloomberg is, well, first of all, he's garbage. Like, as far as a human being is concerned, he's complete trash. He hates trans people, he hates gay people, he hates black people. He's a Republican. It was a huge supporter of George W. Bush during the height of the Iraq War. I don't think there's anything else that needs to be said. And that concludes all the questions that I got for this video. This is 20 minutes. If you have anything else, feel free to let me know, and I will see you later. Hopefully this was good. If not, that's okay too. Goodbye.